Hello, Year 3, it's Mr. Baglin again. Welcome to this online history lesson. During these lessons we are going to be learning all about the Romans. At certain points during the lesson you will see an icon appear on the screen like this. When you see it, pause the video and complete the task you have been asked to do. It might be to write down an answer, or just to think and talk about a question. You can also pause the video at any time and go back through the text to find evidence to help you to answer these questions. Are you ready? In this lesson, we are going to be learning about something called a timeline. A timeline lets us easily see when different events in history happened. You can use a timeline to show the length of time between the different things that took place in the past. The study of time in history is called chronology. Can you repeat the word chronology? I have made a timeline about my life. Would you like to see it? It contains lots of different pictures taken at certain points during my life, right from just after I was born until the present day. Can you see that where the events take place closer together, they are shown closer together on the timeline? I'll explain my timeline in a little more detail on the next page. This is me as a baby, sat next to my big sister. This is me and Big Sis holding some monkeys at Bristol Zoo. Here I am riding on my go-kart dump truck. This is a picture of me in my Year 5 class. This is me in the first brass band I ever played for, aged 14. Another brass band, aged 26. Here's a picture of me and my wife on our wedding day. Betsy Boo came to live with us in 2011. These two events took place within 1 month of each other in 2011. Holly Bob arrived in 2013. I began working at Wren's Nest Primary School in 2014. Have you ever seen anything like it before? Can anyone tell me what our timeline looks like? It looks a little like a number line in numeracy, doesn't it? What we're doing is putting the dates of the different events in the correct place on our timeline. It doesn't have to be super accurate, but if something happens close together, then they must be closer together on the timeline. Does that make sense? What might your timeline look like? It's got to start right at the very beginning of our timeline when you were born. Okay? The next thing that might have happened, you might have had a brother or a sister born quite close to you. You might have started in time for twos. Maybe that's when you started in time for twos. This next box could be when you started in reception. Possibly start in reception. Maybe you might like to record on your timeline when you started in year one. And you might like to draw a picture of something that you remember from year one. This box here could possibly be when you started in year two. Maybe not. Maybe you learned to ride a bike. You could put something like that in your timeline if that's a big part of your life. Perhaps maybe ride a bike. Possibly this one then might be when you started, I don't know, in year two. And we could label that year two. A milestone event for you might have been when you started in my class in year three. Or when you started in year three. Up to the present day, perhaps you might like to draw something that you got for Christmas. Oops, spelled that wrong, didn't I? Of course, we can rub it out because we're going to be doing ours in pencil. At Christmas. Now, the spacing of all of these events are roughly the same. Your life is quite short. It has only been for 7 or 8 years. My life has been a lot longer, and the clever ones amongst you might be able to work out just how old I am. But your life is a lot shorter. It might seem a long time to you, but you've only been alive for 7 or 8 years. Now you notice as well, I've not put this dot right at the end of the line because Christmas happened a little while ago. Christmas happened closer to now than when you started year 3. That's why it's farther away from the end of the line. So timelines allow us to put things in chronological order. So your task today is going to be to create a timeline of your own life, labeling each of the boxes. And of course, you need to put the dates. You need to put your birthday. So your birthday might have been somewhere around about 2013. Time for twos may have been 2015 if you were 2 years old. Year 3 definitely, well, this is going to be Christmas, will be 2020. And this is going to be 2020. This date is going to be what? It's going to be 1 year before that. It's going to be 2019. This is going to be 2018. I think I might have got some of these dates muddled up. And I'm not sure when you rode a bike. But the thing is, you need to label each of the boxes with the event and put the date of when you learnt to do what you've drawn about on the timeline. Does that sound like a plan?
I can order events on a timeline. Your task today is to draw some of the special things that have happened to you in your life. It must start with your birth, but then it's up to you. It might include when a brother or sister was born, your first day at school, or a special birthday.
Remember to include the dates that the event happened and to label the box before you draw your picture. Also remember that if the events happened close together, they should appear closer together on your timeline. Remember to use lots of colour in your pictures and to write on your name so that I know whose work it is when you send it into school. Off you go.
Thank you for your hard work today.
I'll see you next week for some more historical hilarity.